Hello everyone, welcome to Cartooning with Sam. Today we'll draw a double-hulled canoe, one based on the Wa'a kaulua, which is a traditional type of canoe from Hawaii. The drawing is inspired by the 2016 Disney film Moana, and also influenced by the artist, historian, sculptor, and legend Herb Caen. The materials that we'll need are paper, pencil, eraser, and later a pen and maybe some colors. So pause now, grab all that stuff, and I'll meet you back here when you unpause. I'm going to be using A4 paper and I'll be putting my canoe in the center. I'm going to start with two banana shapes, pretty low down the page, so let's say 1/3 the way up from the bottom. And my bananas are going to be going sort of long and forward. So one banana, two banana. Okay? Then I'm going to imagine those bananas have been cut in half, so I might create a shape that goes along the top and then along the top of this one as well. Working really softly because we're going to be erasing a lot of these lines. Let's pop in a sort of a square shape or a rectangular prism that's going to sit on top of these two things. So I'm going to pop in a line that goes there, and keeping it parallel, a line that goes here, I would say. Then joining up the ends of those, so joining that up and joining that up. So already we'll need to erase all of this section before it gets confusing. So erasing everything inside that square. That looks alright. Need to build that back a little. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Alright, let's get onto these sails. Our sails are going to be, they're attached to these sort of triangular shapes. So I'm going to start one triangle, starting from one end of one banana and then ending on the other one, and going up fairly high, so about to there. So one, two, something like that. And then the other one needs to repeat, so it needs to pop in maybe the foot there, and the other foot maybe there, and it goes nice and high, so I would say it needs to come up to about there. I'm going to pop that up nice and high. Oh. Now let's pop on these sails. These sails are big and curved. I'll start mine down here and bring it out. And then it's got a curve. I might make mine, go up like so. This second one will go up and out. Nice and wide, nice and big, like so. Alright. Got two sails. To control the direction of these double-hulled canoes, there was a rudder or paddle that's connected down here, so I'm going to connect that up with a line that goes up like this, and I'm going to have a wayfinder standing there in a minute. I might just erase this line that I don't need here. On the deck there's usually some kind of shelter, and there was lots of different types, I believe. I'm going to use something that looks like a half cylinder, and I'm going to put that in here. So there's my back half cylinder. And my front half cylinder. And then I just join them up by going along. That line goes through there and then to there. This one the same, it goes through there and then to here.
but we'll be erasing anything that's inside that sail shape, because the sail is in front. Let's erase the back of that square so as we can see our cylinder a bit better. I'm going to put a little sort of doorway on my shelter as well. Now these masts, they look pretty simple at the moment. I'll make that a double line here and a double line here. Try to make it the same thickness all the way along. Mine's a little bit wobbly, that's okay. So this section here was made of, I think it was some sort of bamboo that was able to be bent. I'll be popping another little line that curves along there to give it a little bit more width. The canoes had storage underneath inside these sections, and they were accessed by a small sort of trapdoor shape. I'm going to pop in a little square, keeping the sides of my square parallel to the lines of my big square, and that can be a little trapdoor that goes down and you can access the things that are inside there. There are a few more ropes and things around, so I'm going to add some more ropes that go from the top of the mast down to the front of the boat. Maybe one there, and one off the back one that comes down to the back of this, so just a straight line that goes from there down like that. Now we need to add some little people for scale. So I would say that a person's arms need to be about parallel to this pole. So I'm going to pop my little person, it's just a very simple little figure, it doesn't have to be detailed, sort of holding on to that, like that, just a little kind of person like that, and maybe just over here, because a lot of families use these boats to get from place to place. You might put a little family setting, maybe just with one little kid, so a small little cute character. So circle and a blob blob, that's all we need. And then a larger one of those, so big head. And they could all be sitting down and enjoying a meal of some kind. And another one opposite over here. And they could be sitting around having some food or something. Don't worry too much about all of the details, because we'll be going over with our pen later, and that's when we add all the fun stuff. A few more things before we finish with our pencil. I'm going to pop in maybe just a couple little lines along the side, which we'll fill out later. And just like in Herb Cain's pictures, I might pop in some kind of bird, just to give it a bit more life. So a bird flying ahead. So it's kind of like a triangle with a square in the center, and then kind of a zigzag shape, and then a straight line at the back. And some little feet. Okay, that'll do for our pencil. Let's move on to the pen. What we're going to do now is ink with pen. The difference between working in pencil and working in pen is when we're working in pencil, we can make lots of different strokes and try different things. Whereas when we're working with pen, we want to make sure that we're making some really nice strokes. So strokes is just when you're moving across the page with your tool or your pen or your pencil. It's good to remember to lift up your pen off the page after each stroke and have a look at what you've done and continue and not rush. So I'm going to start maybe from the top left and continue all the way down to the bottom right. I'll start with this long curve. I think I'll bring it down from the top down to here. Yeah. So coming down, just keeping that line, whoop, lift up, coming down to there, and let's go again, going up like this, back up to there, lifting up as we go, like so. Then on the top, I'm going to make that a little bit higher, because when you're using pen, you're free to make adjustments, but I recommend just little ones. So there's the top of that mast. Now let's get going on the inside mast. So it's a sort of diagonal one that comes up and meets up with the top of that sail. I'm going to make that a double line as well, like so, because this is actually two different bits of wood or bamboo, and this again is going to be a long, strong diagonal meeting up to those other ones. Alright, I think I might do this little person. I'm just going to keep them fairly vague. I might just make sure that I've got some sort of little hand thing down there. It comes up to a head thing like that. And then another little hand thing. You just need a square and a blob, and that can be your hand and thumb. And I'll bring that down, that becomes a little arm. Now I need to pop in that object so the oar runs between the arms and comes out pretty long. And I'll put a little circle on the end to make it look more like a cylinder. But that's going to fit through a little loop where the whole thing passes through there. Okay, onto my little group here. I might keep it again really simple, and I'll just have one simple head, say leaning this way. And maybe they could be passing some kind of food to the little kid. So just big circles. We don't have to go crazy with all of our details, because people get the idea. Sometimes I think a lot of young artists, they struggle because they want to make everything perfect. You're just trying to transfer one idea from one person to another. Especially in cartoons, we are just creating a transfer of ideas. It doesn't have to be perfectly drawn. And now I'll go on straight onto this big second sail. So again, giant banana coming all the way from the top down to the bottom. I think I might go this way and up. And this way and up. Remember, you don't have to do it in one stroke. Lift up and keep going. Again, I'm going to make that curve nice and a little bit higher, but nice and curved. Then I'm going to pop in this sail. This meets up with the canoe down here. Make it a little bit wider. But it has that, this curve comes all the way through there. I'm going to put that just through like that first. Like a little end of a sausage. Something like that. So looking where we're going. Lifting up as you need to. Traveling up. Same here. And don't worry if your lines are a little bit wobbly. Mine are a little bit wobbly too. Alright, let's pop on the other mast. The other mast meets up at the top here, so another little shape coming out like that. And then this line's going to come back down to the raft, so I'm going to make that line go straight up lifting up. Oh. And again, like this, straight up, like this. I might pop in another character whom is getting something out and then passing it out from the hole. So they're passing out something because they've been down there getting stuff. And so you see how we made these little lines here? I'm going to transfer all of those into tiny little squares. Little square, little square. Try and keep them a bit more consistent. Little square, something like that. Because those are going to be parts of the deck that pop out. So I'm going to have a line that goes through all of those. They're kind of like beams or something. And maybe make them a little bit more interesting with a little box on the end. And then you get those boxes and you just drag those back. It should have been more like that. You get the idea. Okay, so now we get to some little tricky parts. I need to pop this line in, it goes in behind. Oh, I missed those characters' legs. So that character needs legs. A bit more of that. Now we need to get this line that runs behind all of that. If you don't have much space, then you need to put it where you need to put it. But basically we just need to get that line, put it over there. Now let's create the end of this boat. So coming up into the end of our banana into our kind of triangular shape. And again here, so end of our banana and then into a kind of triangle shape. Alright, we'll do the same on the front, so I will do one long sort of scoopy shape, like this, here and here, and one like that, here and here. And then we need to join this line all from the back all the way to the front. We need to move. I suggest you turn your page upside down. I might actually turn my page upside down just so as I can do it nicely. So I'll get that and go all the way back. And then same here, get that and go all the way back. I might go a little bit higher than that. There we go. Something like that. Alright, so we need to do this little spot here. I'm going to pop in a curve that goes up and over. And another curve that goes up and over. This would be a good spot to hide on a really hot day. In the shade. In a little shelter. Sort of inside there. Like that. Alright, almost finished. I might just do a few little things that show the curvature of these shapes. So I'm going to make a couple of little rope attachment type things on my masts to really make them look a little bit more like masts. And again on the inside, I think these ones actually had kind of ladders on them. I'm going to skip that to make it a little bit easier for you guys. Like so, like so. Might add an extra line on my bananas just to make them look a little thicker and stronger. And a little thicker line here and here. Alright, that looks pretty good. Oh, I forgot my little bird. I'm going to ink my little bird very simply. Triangle down into a little head, body and face, and a long tail, and maybe 2 little sticks for legs. And I'll finish my bird just like that. Alright, I'm pretty happy with my ink work just now. Now let's erase the pencil. Looks like I missed 2 lines. So I missed a line just there. And I also forgot to put in those ropes on the mast. So one that goes from the front of the boat to there. So I'm going to just bring that down. That, and one that goes from that one to there. So if you're happy with your picture black and white, then you can stop here. But I recommend that we go a little bit further and we add some color and some background and make it look really awesome. Because that takes a long time, I'll be doing mine in time lapse, which means it'll be going really fast. I don't expect you to keep up, just watch and enjoy. I'll be using some blending and some layering. You can change your colors any way you like.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed drawing the canoe with me, and I hope to see you next time. Click subscribe, I'll see you later.